Hello everyone, in this video I am going to explain secondary prefix and secondary suffix. In previous video, root word, primary prefix, primary suffix are completed. In this video, primary, secondary prefix, secondary suffix. That first, secondary prefix. What is secondary prefix? Secondary prefix is a part of IUPAC name of organic compound in which we represent substituted groups, not regarded as functional groups. Of course, they are in general they are functional group, but for this particular example, this is not considered to be functional group. Such groups are called substituted groups. So we write information regarding substituted groups in the part of secondary prefix. So I am writing different substituents and corresponding secondary prefixes we use. So substituent, corresponding secondary prefix. If substituent is chloro, for example, in the parent chain carbon contain hydrogen atoms. If any one hydrogen is replaced by some atom or group, if this hydrogen is replaced by some substituent, some group, any other atom or group other than hydrogen, that is called as substituent. So if chlorine substitute hydrogen, we use secondary prefix chloro. If bromine substitute hydrogen, bromo. Iodine substitute hydrogen of carbon atom, iodo. If NO2 group substitute, nitro. If NO group substitute hydrogen, we write secondary prefix nitroso. If any OH group substitute, we write hydroxy. If SH group is substitute, we write mercapto. If NH2 group is substitute, then we write amino, continuation. If CN group is substitute, we write cyano. If NC group is substitute, we write isocyano. And if CHO group is substitute, we write aldo. If C double bond O group is substitute, we write keto or oxo. Next, if COOH group is substitute, we write hydroxycarbonyl. If COOR group is substitute, we write alkoxycarbonyl. If CONH2 group is substitute, we write carbamoyl. If X is substitute, we write halo, NO2. If OR is substitute, we write alkoxy. And last one important, if alkyl R is substitute, we write alkyl. Okay, so after rubbing this, I explain types of alkyl groups. So take a screenshot. All these are different substituents. All these are different substituent and suitable secondary prefixes we use while writing IUPAC name. Next is types of alkyl groups. Alkyl groups are substituents which are derived from alkanes. Types of alkyl groups. Types of alkyl groups. They are obtained by removing alkyl groups are obtained from alkanes. So CH4 methane. By removing one hydrogen it becomes methyl. This is methyl group. CH2 CH3 or C2H5 both are correct. It is ethyl. CH2 CH3. This is propyl. N-propyl. And this is also propyl, but we call it isopropyl. So N and iso should be written in italics by bending some angle. Okay. Next, this is also called as 1-methyl ethyl. Isopropyl group is also called as 1-methyl ethyl. If you give number, it become 1, linking carbon 1, this is 2. So 1-methyl, 2 carbons ethyl, like that. So if you see butyl group, CH2, CH3, butyl. N-butyl, N means no branches, N-butyl group. So if there is a branch like CH2, CH3, here CH3, this is called isobutyl group. For isobutyl group, number from substituting carbon, linking carbon. So 2-methyl propyl. This is also called as 2-methyl. So in the branches we give number like prime, 1 prime, 2 prime, 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime. For parent chain we use the numbers 1, 2, 3. For branched chain we use the number 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime. So this is become 2 prime methyl. This is become 1 prime methyl propyl. 2 prime methyl propyl. So this is 1, 2. These 2 comes under 1 propyl groups, and this is butyl. In butyl 2. N-butyl, isobutyl. Next, third one is secondary butyl. This is called a secondary butyl. So secondary butyl is also called 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1-methyl, 1 prime. So for branches number 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime. So 1-methyl propyl. 1-methyl propyl. Next, finally, this one, tertiary butyl. Or this is 1 prime, this is 2 prime. this is also write like this: 1 prime comma 1 prime dimethyl 1 prime upon 1 prime there are 2 methyl groups, so 1 prime comma 1 prime 2 carbon atoms, so ethyl. Okay, so this is n propyl, isopropyl, n butyl, isobutyl. Secondary butyl, or simply write sec butyl. The similar way tertiary butyl or tert, T-E-R-T, tert butyl. Secondary butyl, tertiary butyl. Okay, so these names obtained from classification of carbon atom. So if you see classification of carbon atom, a small classification of carbon atom. Carbon atoms are four types. Carbon atoms are four types. A small subtopic. Carbon atoms are four types. They are primary carbon, what is primary carbon? A carbon which is directly attached with one or none carbon atoms. One or none carbon atoms. If a carbon attached with only one other carbon, that is primary carbon. Or if one carbon directly attached with no other carbon, that is also said to be primer. If a carbon attached with one other carbon or none other carbon, that is called as primary. Next, secondary carbon. What is secondary carbon? A carbon which is directly attached with two other carbons. What is third one? Tertiary carbon. What is tertiary carbon? A carbon which is directly attached with three other carbon atoms. Finally, last, quaternary. What is quaternary carbon? A carbon which is directly attached with four other carbons. See, simple classification. Quaternary carbon directly attached with four other carbon, tertiary carbon directly attached with three other carbon, secondary carbon directly attached with two other carbon, primary carbon attached with one or none carbon atoms. Okay, so based on this concept we are calling this is secondary, because see this carbon directly attached with two other carbons directly. This is not direct attaching. This one only directly attaching with this one. So two carbons attaching with this one, this is called secondary butyl. So see this one, this carbon directly attached with 3 other carbons. So this is tertiary butyl, like that. Okay. Now based on the number of other carbon atoms directly attaching with it, carbons are 4 types: primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary. So in primary, if a carbon attached with no other carbon, that is called especially super primary. If carbon attached with only one carbon, that is primary. If carbon attached with no other carbon, that is called super primary. Okay. Next, this is about secondary prefix. Next, secondary suffix. Next, what is secondary suffix? Secondary suffix represent the functional group that is directly attached with parent chain of organic molecule. Parent chain of organic molecule. Parent chain of organic molecule. So I am writing different functional group. What is functional group? Functional group may be an atom or group of atom that attach to parent chain of organic molecule and which is responsible for characteristic properties of organic molecule. Very important group that is responsible for characteristic properties. So I am writing different functional groups and suitable secondary suffixes. Functional groups and secondary suffix, suitable secondary suffix. I am writing first C double bond O OH group. If it is the functional group in the organic compound, we write oic acid, secondary suffix oic acid. If SO3H group is present, we write secondary suffix sulfonic acid. Sulfonic acid. If C double bond O, C double bond O is functional group, we write acid anhydride. Acid anhydride is secondary suffix. If COOR group is functional group, we use secondary suffix O8. If COX is functional group, we write secondary suffix OYL halide. If X is chlorine, OYL chloride. If X is bromine, OYL bromide, like that. If CONH2 is functional group, we write amide. Secondary suffix is amide. Continuation. Continuation. So if it is 1, 2, 3, now 7th one. I mean this is 7th one. If functional group is CN, we write cyanide or nitrile. Both are different, both are used in different condition. This is also this may be oic acid or carboxylic acid. Oic acid, carboxylic acid we use in different condition. I will explain later. Next, if functional group is CHO, aldo group. Then we write secondary suffix -al or carbaldehyde. Both are used in different condition. If functional group is NC, then we write isocyanide or carbylamine. Isocyanide or carbylamine. If functional group is C double bond O, we write ONE. If functional group is OH group, we write OL. If functional group is SH, we write thiol, secondary suffix thiol. If functional group is NH2, we write amine, secondary suffix amine. If functional group is OR, so this is a special secondary suffix. Total IUPAC name like this: alkoxyalkane. In a special way we write this. All these are different functional groups and corresponding secondary suffixes we use. Okay, take this screenshot. So after this I will explain in next video. I will explain rules, IUPAC rules to write a name of organic compound. Hope you understood. Thank you.